Today I will be going to Staubbach Falls. Every single picture of Lauterbrunnen, you're gonna see that one huge waterfall. That's where I'm going. You go from Lauterbrunnen up, and then you have to take the train, now that you're on the top of the valley, to Marin, but there's a stop in Winteregg. Looks like this is just a ski stop, but this was about the closest that you could get to go to Staubbach Falls, which again is the main waterfall that overlooks Lauterbrunnen. So I want to get a view from the very top of it where it starts to pour out of the mountain, and I cannot wait to check that out. It's about a mile down. The mile up will be way harder, but I'm honestly just going to start jogging. It's a really nice sunny day. I just have a windbreaker on, beginning of April. Just playing Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter music and just taking in this landscape. All the bumps right here just could totally remind me of a Lord of the Rings scene where, you know, there's like a battle going on. There's elves and stuff everywhere, just like the child fantasy medieval coming out of me right now. This is so cool. And obviously there's not a single person hiking to this waterfall besides me. So I'm very excited to see what it looks like from the top. And again, just like, look at this landscape. It is amazing. You can see the cliffs over there. Just imagine I will be right on the top of that cliff looking over the waterfall. Hopefully I don't fall over it though. Honestly, I feel like if I could recommend you to do one thing when you come to Lauterbrunnen or this area of Switzerland, is to do this exact hike. I mean, is this real? Look at this mountain. Look at this green valley. I am all alone, which to a lot of people would be really scary, but it's actually just so like calming and freeing. Huge wide open patch of grass. There's flowers all over, and it's such like a unorthodox trail. Like I could just run around the valley, or I could just like go down. It's just, you know, allowing me to be just like free and creative. I cannot wait to get to this waterfall, but this is absolutely incredible. Even over here, it looks like there's just carved into a log I'm sure that here, you know, if the water was a little bit more melted, I could get some fresh water right out of that, or who knows, this could be for like cows or animals just to randomly drink out of. I'm assuming all this water is slowly trickling down to the waterfall that I'm going to anyway. Just pure nature and the coolest mountains I've ever seen in my life, just right in front of me this whole time, wide open grass. They're not being blocked at all. Wow. to assume that everyone here is going to be focused on the tourist activities, including going up the gondolas, seeing the top of Europe, going to ski, whatever. There's so many things for people to do that if you look up the hikes, there's really never going to be anyone on the trails, and that way you could just be intimate with nature, which is probably why you came in the first place. So I would just say really utilize the hikes and getting a little bit off the grid. And you know, yeah, you could go up to the top of the mountains and look at them from up there and, you know, go to the world's highest restaurant and stuff like that. Or you could do what I'm doing, which clearly, if you've watched all these videos, is making me the most happy out of all these places. Come up with your own creative route, get off the grid a little bit. Don't just look up the top 5 things to do in the Jungfrau region and, you know, only go like paragliding, go up the gondola, etc. Go for a hike, keep it simple. We have made it. After only 40 minutes, you're at the most iconic waterfall in all of Lauterbrunnen, Staubbach Falls. Here is the runoff, I would assume, and then it goes all the way down there, and then that is a sheer cliff, which maybe I can creep around over to, but I have to be very careful not to fall off. But wow, this waterfall is pretty loud. Let's see if we can get a better view. Okay, I'm sweating a lot because I basically just climbed down the cliff and then went all the way back up because it was the wrong waterfall. I finally found the trail. You just kind of have to look for these, which say don't jump off the cliff, which is not what I'm gonna do. But it looks like there is a zigzag pattern down to the edge of the cliff where the waterfall breaks off. So I'm gonna see how safe it is and we'll see. No way, no way, no way is that a trail. Maybe it is. Save that for the summer months. Started to slip out. I don't know what type of equipment you need to get down that cliff, but definitely poles, you know, it's just all dirt, so it really just started to slip out. This will be enough of a view. Yeah, I would not recommend you going over on this side, but when you see this bridge, if you just walk down here, it is way more safe. That is like a sheer cliff. This is like a nice, easy walk down. And then the waterfall breaks off just over there. Moral of the story is if you come to Staubbach Falls, you click it on your map and you hike here, this will be your view. Basically the runoff. And then that one goes into a little waterfall, and then that one goes into a little waterfall, and then actual main Lauterbrunnen waterfall, that break off point where it overlooks the town. That is probably 400 or 500 feet below where I am, and there's no trail to get there. So it'd basically just be super technical hiking, sliding down cliffs. I'm not doing that. I really wanted to see it, but I feel like I would need some professional guide to actually get there, because even All Trails doesn't have a trail or a map to get there. So heading to Gimmelwald, turning around, but I'm sure maybe online you could find some videos of people overlooking the waterfall. I guess I'm just not one of them today. For reference, this morning I was trying to get up to there so I could overlook the waterfall going down. But that point is different than where I was because I was like way up more, and if I wanted to get there, I would have probably fell down a cliff. So, I don't know. Either I would have had to go on like a private guide or research trails or got better equipment, but that is, yeah. Oh yeah, I just got a stick in this water. I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I really want to get up to that waterfall point. I just don't know how I ever will. I don't think I've seen a better, more relaxing scene in my whole life. I don't think it could ever get better than this exact spot. If you're lucky enough to watch this video, come right here. Look at this. Sitting in a valley of flowers. With a view of glaciers, 13 foot, 14,000 foot tall mountains, who knows. The Eiger Mountains right here. This huge glacier is right there. And just, wow. So actually, it looks like I just spotted some, I guess, poop, but I looked it up and this seems to be mountain goat poop. So on the hunt right now for some wild mountain goats. I probably have the best chance ever of seeing them, as again, I'm all alone. I just gotta stay quiet, blend in, and hopefully I can see some mountain goats on the side of a waterfall. That would be amazing.